Liverpool fans, listen closely, because this summer transfer window is about to hit boiling point. The Alexander Isak saga has already rocked the Premier League. First, Liverpool tabled a jaw-dropping 110 million bid, then Newcastle slammed the door shut. And just when it seemed like things would cool down, Isak himself broke his silence, firing a warning shot at his own club, accusing them of making promises they never kept. But here's the truth. Liverpool can't afford to wait. The transfer deadline is looming, the pressure is sky high, and Jurgen Klopp, or should I say Arne Slot now, needs firepower. So here's the big question. What if Liverpool don't get Isak? That's right. Behind the scenes, the Reds are already sketching out Plan B. Tonight, we're not just talking gossip. We're diving deep into the alternatives Liverpool could target if Isak proves to be out of reach. Make sure you stick with me until the very end, because the final name I reveal might just blow your mind. And it could be the one that actually happens. And as always, I want you involved. Tell me in the comments right now, if not Isak, who should Liverpool go for? Ivan Toney, Viktor Gyökeres, or maybe someone completely unexpected? I'll be reading every single comment. Let's dive straight in. The Alexander Isak saga, Liverpool's dream signing. First, let's break this down. Why is Alexander Isak even Liverpool's top target? Because he's everything the modern Liverpool number 9 needs to be. Tall, athletic, blistering pace, technical ability, and most importantly, he's clinical. Last season at Newcastle, Isak scored 25 goals in all competitions. And he didn't just score against the smaller clubs, he thrived on the big stage. But it's more than just goals. Watch him play, and you'll see why Klopp, and now Slot, have their eyes on him. He drifts wide, he links up play, he creates space for wingers like Salah and Diaz to cut inside. In many ways, he looks like the perfect evolution of what Roberto Firmino once offered, but with the finishing instinct of a prime Fernando Torres. Now here's where the problem begins. Newcastle don't want to sell, not unless Liverpool break the bank. And while FSG have shown intent by going big with that 110 million bid, there's still no guarantee Newcastle will say yes. So Liverpool can't gamble everything on one card. And that's why tonight, we need to look at the alternatives. Why? Liverpool need a plan B before deadline. Let's be honest. Liverpool are in a race against time. The transfer window is closing in just days. The Premier League season is already underway. And while Liverpool's squad is strong, there's one thing missing. A natural striker who can guarantee 20-plus goals. Yes, Darwin Núñez is in the squad. Yes, Cody Gakpo can play up top. But ask yourself this. Do you really trust them to fire Liverpool to a Premier League title against Erling Haaland's Manchester City? Against Arsenal's rising attack? Against Chelsea's big-money rebuild? That's why Isak is so important. But equally, that's why a Plan B is vital. And Liverpool's scouting team, led by Michael Edwards back in the mix, have drawn up a list. Let's go through the biggest names. The alternatives. Who could be Liverpool's Plan B? Ivan Toney, Brentford. Let's start with a name. We all know. Ivan Toney. The Brentford striker is back after his suspension, and the entire Premier League is watching him. Strong, physical, deadly from the penalty spot, and one of the smartest movers inside the box. Toney gives you guaranteed goals in the Premier League, and that's something Liverpool could desperately use. But here's the catch. Brentford want at least 70 million, and with Arsenal also lurking, Liverpool would need to move quickly. The advantage, though? Toney is proven. No adaptation needed. He could walk straight into the team and start scoring. Liverpool fans, let me know. Would you take Toney as a safer bet over Isak? Viktor Gyökeres, Sporting Lisbon. Next up, Viktor Gyökeres. Now this is a striker who has been on fire. Since moving to Sporting Lisbon, he's become one of the most lethal forwards in Europe. Last season, he bagged 43 goal contributions. Yes, you heard that right. 43. What makes Gyökeres special is his work rate. He presses relentlessly, just like Klopp demands. He runs the channels, he battles defenders, and he scores goals out of nowhere. In many ways, he feels like the kind of signing Liverpool would usually make hungry, not yet world famous, but on the verge of exploding. The problem? Sporting know what they have. His release clause is a staggering $100 million. Not far off Isak's price tag. But if Liverpool wants someone with similar physicality, energy, and explosiveness, Gyökeres is the man. Jonathan David, Lille. Another option, and one who has been linked with Liverpool for years, is Jonathan David. The Canadian striker has been consistent in League One, scoring double figures season after season. He's quick, technical, and still only 24 years old. The best part? Lille are open to selling, and his price tag is much lower than Isak or Gyökeres. We're talking $50 to $60 million. For Liverpool, that could be the smart option, freeing up funds to strengthen other areas too. But here's the question. Does Jonathan David have the physicality for the Premier League? Can he handle the intensity of English football? That's the gamble, Liverpool fans. Comment below. Would you take the risk on David if it meant saving $50 million? Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa. Now let's talk about a surprise option. Ollie Watkins. At Aston Villa, Watkins has developed into one of the most complete strikers in the league. Pace, pressing, hold-up play, creativity, he's got it all. And under Unai Emery, he's been firing. The only issue? Aston Villa don't want to sell. Watkins is their talisman. It would take an outrageous bid to even tempt them. But let's be honest, Liverpool have shocked us before. Would FSG dare to raid another Premier League rival for their star striker? Santiago Giménez, Feyenoord. Finally, and this one might surprise you, Santiago Giménez. The Mexican striker is one of the hottest young forwards in Europe right now. Last season at Feyenoord, he scored 23 goals in the Eredivisie. And remember, Arne Slot knows him well. He managed Giménez, he trusted him, he built him into the star he is today. If there's one player Liverpool's new manager might quietly be pushing for, it's Giménez. And unlike Isak or Toney, he wouldn't break the bank. We're talking $40–50 million, imagine the story. Slot brings in his former striker, builds him up at Anfield, and creates Liverpool's next great number 9. Could it happen? Don't rule it out. Now let's be clear. Not every striker fits Liverpool's system. Klopp and Slot demand pressing, intensity, versatility. Ivan Toney gives you Premier League guarantees, but he's not the fastest. Gyökeres brings energy and chaos, but his price tag is scary. Jonathan David is technical, but untested in England. Watkins fits perfectly, but Villa won't sell. Giménez is young, raw, but has the Slot connection. So here's the reality. Liverpool need to balance price, style, and availability, and that's why this decision is one of the biggest FSG will make in years. Fan engagement and deadline drama. Now, Liverpool fans, this is where I hand it over to you. Who do you want as Plan B? Drop your answers in the comments. Do you play it safe with Ivan Toney? Do you gamble big on Viktor Gyökeres? Do you go smart with Jonathan David? Or do you trust Arne Slot and bring in Santiago Giménez? The debate is on, and I want to see what you think. And make no mistake,